Alright, here we go. Just want to finish up a few things I was working on earlier. Alright, just like 30 minutes. Quick in, quick out. Hopefully. Ah, it's too bright. Okay, so I gotta finish up this quest. Alright, did it make it?
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Kharja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me.
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project.
Yes, I can report the project was a success and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
How did you first come into contact?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to... a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge, and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Do you know what happened to your...
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction.
You...
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became she felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Our visits seemed to help her. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth, although I do fear non-existence.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control.
It's true, it's true.
When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia...
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think...
It's only speculation. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. Cyan, do you know the...
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow?
That's him?
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
Benefactor?
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military application. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as...
Guessing they wound up regretting... And...
Are you referring to
The scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field. My creator was influenced by her work, but I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my...
And...
Are you
The scientist.
Dr. Mike, but I never...
That's all you know?
I apologize.
What was the old world like?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy.
You still had more exposure than...
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from... The recovery was successful, beginning and, though rationally speaking,
What kind of a...
There were many factors, but these stemmed from one cause.
So, there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth.
Yes. Billions were displaced, and millions perished, as much as 20% until the clawback.
So things got better.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available. It seems my assessment was...
Were there many artificial intelligence?
Yes, in many forms. From simple personal assistance to industrial monitoring stations, and there were legislative and enforcement bodies in order for my process. As a result, my
Seems strange to...
human societies.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them.
I like poetry, twilight and evening, and after that, and may there be no when I embark. For though from out the flood, maybe I hope to see my pot when I have crossed. But something must have made these machines. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cop, so keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
That was interesting. We learned a lot from Cyan.
I can't feel much of anything in this.
My chieftain.
Just, Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone. Either way, I would...
You didn't let her down.
If that's destiny,
That's fair. But she was ready to face...
only in the struggle against death do we find even truly Araya found this. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was. And why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, besides... It already had...
A wiser one. The daemon is gone, but
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped?
Yes, fire claws. Now two.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We.
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. catch up with you down the trail.
Now we know about silence. Oh, those are the fire claws. I'm not gonna kill him now, but I'm gonna go pick up some weapons and stuff. Falling asleep.
Jesus, Drake.
Hunting merchant, nuggets, Norbanek.
No one can deny her skill.
Before I go off buying crazy stuff, I need to go up there. Turn in all my collectibles.
When the old ones were fresh in their graves and our numbers were still small.
No more new machines out of Thunder's drum. But what are the machines that Devin already made?
Cerulea's painting the verses, I see. Wonder what it would look like.
We spent a lot of time clinging to Banner's crags, Araya and
I know it's hard to lose a friend, Sakura.
It aches, but I won't let myself cry.
Take this, and this. Got them all now.
Would you look at that, Nora girl? You've bought me all.
Honestly, Sakuli, I go around.
Stop. I work alone, but come back around later.
That's me.
Maybe it's a machine rider who looks like you.
Where's she going?
You tell me. To ruins or mountains, through flood or thaw, past, future, destiny. But I don't think she's scared of any of it. You helped me, inspired me, and the people of the Cut. Let this be inspiration for you, wherever you may run.
It's pretty cool, actually. Let's open up these boxes. They're all garbage. Mostly garbage. Okay. First one. Blue beam, alright. More blue beam. And oh. Sharp fire and handling. Resistance.
Won't be hard to sell a chunk like this.
A job well done. My part's over.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, good to see more Outlanders. We've been no good to tribes.
They gathered pieces of the fallen machines and from them fashioned weapons. And it was with these that Banaka...
$63, $27, $63, $27. Man, this bow is really good. So we're gonna go high damage. Making this bow ridiculous.
Looking strong.
Okay, so now we got that done. We're gonna take off that sharp shot. We're gonna put them in here. Big hits. This one shoots 155, this one's 180. 25 more, but so slow. Yeah, for sure. Sure, this bowl's really good. Should have picked it up way sooner before I started going through this whole part. Would have made it much easier. Let's see, what do I have? Oh, there's one more weapon I need. It was this one. Okay, good. So let's see, what does that put me at? 93.51. Okay. I think this is where I'm gonna stop for now. But
so
yeah, it's gotta kill these guys. 1, 2, 3. Nothing's up there. where's the fifth one at? One, two, three, four. Maybe after that, the fifth one will pop off.
Machine.
Yeah, well, I think that's gonna be it. I'll just go save and I'm done. So for today.